the Hammer Down Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer, Ron Miller, and Jerry Keyser.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report for Thursday, February 10th, show number 217. Jerry Keyser having some, he has some other things going on, so he will not be able to join us tonight. Stuck with myself, Scott Hammer, and Felix Fafufnik,
a.k.a.
the Professor.
Yeah.
Ron Miller. He likes to be Felix. Do you even type that in anymore, or does that just pop up in your name? For
no, I thought you had locked it in.
That's not me. That's all you. Coming at you live from the Ron Miller Race Car Studio. It's a Hammer Down Racing Report presented by Oakshade Raceway. Live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Make sure to like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Hammer Report. Follow us on YouTube as well. And, of course, you can always listen to us at your leisure on your favorite podcasting platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. You can also check out hammerdownracingreport.com for more information. Store on there and shows. And I was looking at some of our statistics.
Statistics,
Or metrics, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
I think this is about a week ago. Just because every once in a while, and this is just the podcast. This has not the video portion, just the audio only portion.
Okay.
And the United States has the most listeners for us, right? Because obviously we're based in Toledo in the United States, even though we're in Michigan right now. Guess what country's second? And no, it's not Australia. They're third.
Oh, okay.
Canada. No, India.
India.
Yeah, we're big in India. We're a hit in India.
Really?
Yeah. Who knew? Do they have any racetracks in India?
I don't know. We'll have to do some
You'll have
research
to start the
Maybe
USA.
that's why they listen to us.
You'll have to start the USA invasion of India.
Oh, baby.
And I don't mean that in a military sense. That's a Australia reference.
I like Australia because we kind of speak the same language.
Yeah. That probably does help.
Yeah.
Okay. Tonight on the show, we have Darin Naida. I hope I'm pronouncing his name. Go like this or like this if I'm saying your name wrong. Nope. We're saying it wrong.
Naida?
Naida.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Darin Naida. I always thought it was Naida.
Yeah.
We're going to have to talk to him about that. He's going to be making the move to 410 sprint cars, running Attica Fremont and some other things this summer. Another young gun with a pretty popular last name there, even though we mispronounce it.
Yeah, well, that's because racetrack announcers throughout the Midwest mispronounce his grandfather's name. So,
well,
Well, yeah.
Once we pick a pronunciation when we don't know, and we just stick with it until someone tells us differently.
That's it.
So I'm going to start calling you Ron Miller.
Fafufnik.
Okay. Thanks to Oakshade Raceway. We're the fastest meet to race, racing every Saturday night during the race season. Make sure to follow them on social media or visit oakshaderaceway.com. Summer Nationals date on July 16th. The birthday race will be happening. That's the only date that I have so far, other than you can interpolate some of the Attica Oakshade Late Model Challenge Series dates
by going to Attica's schedule,
which they released last week. So there you go. There's something else I wanted to say about that, but I don't remember what it was now. Must not have been important. Big D's Pizza, subs, ribs, chicken, and more in Clyde, Ohio. Give them a call. Order some pizza right now, 419-547-1444. That's 1444. Order BigD'sPizza.com. You could also do it that way online. Check out the new cheese and pepperoni pizza bite served with a side of marinara sauce. And we're going to be giving away some pizza a little bit later on for tonight's How Many. Also, thanks to Ron Miller Race Cars, Freeze Frame Photos, and Headhunters Barber Studio and Salon in Perrysburg. Let's bring on our guest. I'm going to the wrong thing here. I'm not used to being here. Darin!
Hey.
Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. I think Naida sounds cooler. Can we just change your last name?
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to take that up with whoever whoever came up with my last name. So I have to go back a few hundred years.
All right, Naida, right? We're going with Naida. That's
Yes,
the correct
sir.
pronunciation. All right. Give us give our listeners a little bit of history on your family in racing and your experience in racing so far before we get to anything else here.
Yeah, so I'm Darin Naida. I'm 15 years old. I live in Adrian, Michigan. My dad raced sprint cars for about 20 years before me. His dad raced for over 30 years before him, and my great grandpa raced before him in the 50s in NASCAR. So racing's kind of a tradition for our family. Haven't been racing for a very long time myself. About this will be my 5th full year. Raced micros for the past couple years, and I want to say that I've had a successful micro career. Moving up to 410 sprint cars this year, so that'll be pretty exciting.
So what?
Darin, some of our listeners don't know what a micro is. Educate us just a little bit.
So the micro I had was pretty much a full-size sprint car that was downsized to where it was about half the size, and we run cross rocket 600 engines out of a motorcycle. So it's pretty similar to a sprint car, just a lot smaller.
Like a 1500cc motorcycle engine?
600 cc.
600, okay.
There you go. That's what I got.
Yeah.
650. You can take my motorcycle engine and put it in your micro.
Yeah, they race 700s down in Florida and stuff, but I haven't seen anything that's 650 anywhere.
All right. So what kind of accomplishments have you made? I mean, how many wins? You got any championships in the micros?
Yeah, I've won in the 4 years that I raced micros. I won 65 features.
Oh, wow.
Is that all?
That's amazing.
How many features have you been in?
I don't know.
66?
A lot more than that.
Okay.
Yeah, this past year I won 33 times out of, I think, 85
All right,
meets.
Time out. Before we go any further, how many times a weekend do you race?
Normally just Friday and Saturday, just
Okay,
like
so twice a weekend.
just about like this year.
Okay, so that makes sense then. If you
Where do you race in our area?
So we don't race anywhere in Ohio. There's not really any racetracks in Ohio that aren't all the way east, in eastern Ohio by West Virginia and Pennsylvania.
Sure.
There's one racetrack in Jackson, Michigan. Raced there for, I'd say, a fair bit of my first year racing, and kind of ventured out to US 24 Speedway and Circus City Speedway down in Logansport in Peru, Indiana, and raced primarily there throughout the whole summer. Raced anywhere from 2 to 4 classes a night down there throughout the whole summer, and yeah, that's about it. We ventured out to Illinois a couple times, went down to Oklahoma, race shootout. Yeah, that's about it.
The car that you raced, was it a winged car or non-wing?
So they have non-wing divisions and wing divisions, and
Okay.
Every night I would run at least one wing and one non-wing division. Most of the time, more. Most of the time, it was 2 non-wing divisions and a wing division a night.
Wow.
But there were a few nights throughout the summer where I had raced 2 wing divisions and 2 non-wing divisions in the same night. So
That's a lot of work.
yeah, it can get pretty hectic, especially during qualifying when they're group qualifying 8 cars out there at a time, and it's boom, boom, boom. You gotta get back to the pit area, hop out of the car really quick, pull the wing on, or put the wing on, make a couple small adjustments, and you're right back out on the racetrack in sometimes less than 5 minutes. So, yeah, it's a lot of work, but me and my dad have a lot of fun doing it.
So I interrupted you earlier. I mean, you were going on about your accomplishments. What else? What other championships and exciting things have you've done in your young career so far?
I've won 1 winged outlaw championship up at Jackson, Michigan. That was one of my first years racing. And then this past year, the year that I won 33 times, I won the non-wing outlaw championship down at US 24 Speedway. Was close to winning some other. I feel like I would have been close to winning some other ones, but had some little things go wrong here and there. That put us out of competition in the 2 stock divisions for about a month. So it was a really fun year. I had a lot of fun in micros, but I'm really looking forward to taking a step into sprint cars.
Now, were you running? Are these your own cars, the micros that you've been running, or you running for someone else?
I raced primarily in my own family car for a couple of years. Had a couple pretty good opportunities to race some other guys' car. I raced the Joe Mooney CS9 91M machine. That was a really good deal. I only raced for them once, but I had a lot of fun doing it, and really enjoyed working with them guys. I raced the Susarsky Excavating and Paving number 28 Hyper. I want to say anywhere from 10 to 20 times maybe, because he had 2 cars and I ran them both close to 10 times. So
Wow.
yeah, so did a lot of racing in micros, and was.
So if it's got wheels, you're getting in it. You're gonna run it.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's fast forward to the spring of 22. You're jumping into a 410, and you plan on racing locally, Fremont, Attica, I take it?
yeah, plan on running for Attica Fremont and AFCS mostly throughout the year, and they have quite a bit of different off weekends here and there, so we might go try and do some other short track 410 stuff. Don't really plan on getting any big tracks at all this year. I'm not old enough to run on most of them either, so
Right.
that kind of works out. But yeah, just gonna try and take it night by night this year. Get better every time we hit the racetrack. I don't really have anything performance related that I want to do this year. Yeah, it'd be nice to go out and run good, and of course it'd be awesome to go out and win. But Attica Fremont is arguably one of the toughest areas in the country for sprint cars. So I don't really.
Everybody comes.
Yeah, I don't have any big goals set. I'm not expecting to go set the world on fire.
So what? Whose equipment are you running the 410? Is that a family car, or are you running that for someone else?
It's a family car. We've had a lot of help from Susarsky Excavating and Paving and the whole Susarsky family, and probably would not be making this jump to 410s without them. They've been a huge help, and yeah, without them, I probably wouldn't be racing sprint cars this year.
Have you had the opportunity to run any laps in a 410 yet? Just practice laps?
I haven't had any laps in a 410 besides 3 laps in my uncle's sprint car.
You're gonna jump straight into the fire then.
Yeah, I ran one 360 race earlier this year.
Okay.
At Tri-City Speedway in Michigan.
Sure.
Max Stambaugh and his whole family gave me the opportunity to run his family car once this year. So that was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed that, and excited to make the big jump.
So why the jump straight to 410s? I mean, why not 305s and work your way up from there?
That was honestly probably one of the other options that we had to choose from, but we talked to a lot of people, quite a bit of drivers that race Attica Fremont, Joe Gertie, Paul Kistler, a couple other people, and we just kind of took all their opinions, and most of them just said, don't try and build any bad habits in a 360 or 305 that you can't use in a 410, and just dive straight in.
Is there anything you think you can take from the micros into the 410, or is it just going to be a total learning experience for you this year?
It's definitely going to be a very big learning experience, but I think micros lays a lot of the fundamentals that you need to go racing sprint cars. All the basic stuff, just how to run the bottom, how to run a cushion, how just basic procedures and stuff, things that you'll use every night on a weekly basis. I think micros is a really good fundamental for that. And there's definitely going to be a lot of stuff that I can use and a lot of stuff that I can't use from the micros, but it's definitely going to be a big learning experience.
I very much enjoyed watching the micros at the Tulsa Shootout. So, yeah, you're right. You can learn a lot of good stuff with them.
From what I've been told, though, I'm guessing going from a micro to a 410 is actually going the opposite way. Everything would be in slow motion if you jump from a 410 to a micro. So I'm guessing things are just going to be real fast for you getting into the 410. Are you excited about this?
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. When I ran a 360 this summer, it didn't seem like I was going that much faster just because the power to rate ratio was about the same. But
okay,
I talked to quite a few different people. My dad being one of them, because he's raced 360s and 410s. I talked to my uncle Steve, and they all said it's a completely different beast. It's nothing like a 360. The thing just wants to wrench you back and forth in the seat, and you're pretty much trying to control a freaking tornado or something.
You're driving a tornado in a tornado. So, how involved is your family in this 410 deal?
My dad and my uncle Steve and my mom are all really involved in it. Most of the times it's me and my dad down in the shop, and it's been one of the things since I started racing. If I'm not in the shop, I'm not racing.
Now, who is Uncle Steve?
My Uncle Steve Irwin. I should probably clear that up. Yeah, he races non-wing sprint cars.
Right.
He won a race at Fremont earlier this year, so I guess he knows a thing or two about the place.
Maybe he's okay, huh?
Yeah.
So you're hands-on the car then as well, as far as mechanic working on it, wrenching?
Yeah, I had to be hands-on or I wasn't going to be racing. That's been one of the things
the rule.
Day one, and I've kind of always been around it since I was little, so I at least knew somewhat what I was doing when I started this whole deal. And my dad and my Uncle Steve and a bunch of different people have taught me a lot of different things just about race cars in general.
Do you enjoy working on the car?
Yeah, I enjoy it a lot more than school, I can tell you that.
Wow. That's like saying...
I hope none of your teachers are listening.
Yeah, schools... If I don't do good in school, I'm not racing either, so I gotta keep up on that too.
Yeah, that's good. How's that going to work out running Fremont on, or not Fremont, Attica on Friday nights? You're going to have to cut out early from school on Fridays?
Maybe a couple of times. I probably miss more racing doing micros than I did, and than I will be doing 410 stuff. Because there were, at least this past year, there was quite a few times where I would go to school Monday and be gone the rest of the week, or go to school Monday, Tuesday, get to the racetrack, do all my school, try and do most of the school virtually. You can't be in there for everything when you're on the road, but I try and be in like Google Meets and stuff as much as I can, just to stay caught up.
With all the tracks in our area, it's going to seem pretty cool just having a hour and a half tow to any of the tracks.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot less than our 3.5, 4 hour tow every week to Indiana and back. So that'll be nice. My dad's excited about that.
Even Tri-City and Merritt from Adrian, they're not a horrible tow.
Yeah, they're not as bad as US 24 and Circuit City were, but Attica and Fremont are closer than them both. So yeah, I'm excited not having to be riding in the truck or riding in the toter for 4 hours and just getting to the racetrack sooner and being able to do more.
So your toter driver's looking forward to that.
Yeah, my dad.
Some fuel. So are you the envy of all your friends then at school? They know you're a race car driver?
My closer friends know that I'm a race car driver. I don't really go around telling everybody in the world that, look at me, I'm a race car driver.
when you start rubbing elbows with Kyle Larson running 410s against him, I mean, people might know. They might start to notice.
Who is this kid?
Yeah, some of my close friends have watched me race and stuff, and I've raced against Christopher Bell and a couple other NASCAR
Right.
drivers. I raced at was in Kyle Busch's heat race at Shootout, and raced side by side with the NASCAR truck champion Brett Moffitt for probably a good 10 laps when I was out at Millbridge. So yeah, I've had experience racing with a lot of bigger names. It kind of phased me at first. I was kind of like starstruck and everything, but after you do it enough, you're not really starstruck anymore. And they're just other competitors, and you just got to go out and perform.
Yeah, they put their driver's suit on just the same as you do. Nothing different.
How that works. So, speaking of other drivers, who are some other drivers you kind of look up to?
Overall, he's retired now, but one of the people that I used to look up to a lot was Shane Stewart, because my dad's known him since he raced for Joe Gertie, and I look up to Joe Gertie a lot, just from the mechanic standpoint of it. He raced for forever too, so it's not like he doesn't know what's going on either. From Attica Fremont, I probably look up to DJ Foose a lot. He's seems like he's pretty level-headed and doesn't go out and drive through everybody and everything, and he seems like a pretty level-headed guy, so he's somebody that I probably look up to from Attica Fremont.
Now, what is a 410? Is this like your where you want to end up as far as maybe a racing career for a long term, or is this just a stepping stone to another level for you? I mean, what are your goals as far as your racing career?
Yeah, there's a lot of different levels of just 410 sprint cars alone.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess in the long run, I'd like to be a World of Outlaws sprint car driver. I mean, I spent my dream since I was a little kid going to the races with my dad. So that would be pretty cool. I guess really any racing for a living would be my goal in the end. I just want to do what I love.
Okay, so are you going to run the Attica's got a couple of World of Outlaw shows this summer? Are you going to be running in those, the Brad Doty and what's the other one in May?
I'm actually not old enough. I'm only 15.
Oh.
You have to be 16 to race with the Outlaws.
So they say no, huh?
I won't be in any of them this year, at least. Maybe next year, but definitely not this year.
How do they do that? Do they make you show a driver's license or something?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I haven't been in that situation before.
I'm 16. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
right.
Go pick up a fake ID or something. I mean,
well, I would not. I'm not going to endorse that kind of stuff. But we got this Sprints on Ice thing coming to Michigan in a couple weeks. Have you heard anything about that?
I've seen some small videos and stuff. It seems like a pretty cool deal. I know they do it out in, I think, New Hampshire.
Yeah,
right.
I've seen Nick Berry post a couple videos on Facebook and stuff out there. I mean, it looks like it'd be cool to try, but
it's his deal along with the GLSS, Great Lakes Super Series. Yeah,
right.
Doing it. He's kind of expanding it here in Michigan, and they're actually having their first sanctioned event, I guess we call it, in a couple weeks. Would that be something that you might be interested in doing, or do you hate the cold like this guy over here?
I'm not super big on being cold all the time. I live in Michigan, so you'd think I'd be used to it, but I'm not super big on it. But it'd be definitely really cool to try and do some ice racing in the future. I mean, I'm not sure that it's anything I want to try out right away, but it'd be cool to do it at least once.
Fair enough. Are you going to be at the opener at Attica?
Yeah, we're planning on being there March 18th.
Okay.
Might do some other.
You might be racing on ice, on March 18th.
That could be another cold one.
Hopefully not.
I hope not. Might do a little bit. Might try and do a little racing the weekend before somewhere if we can find something, or probably at least go test. Do at least
That was going to be my next question: is were you going to get some seat time in the 410 before your first competition?
I mean, I think we would like to. It all depends on how things work out. Just if we have a motor in time, really. I guess that's been a big shortage lately. I think we'll have one in time to maybe do some stuff before, but you never know. I mean, it's racing. Anything could happen.
So you're still going to be running the micro then this summer?
I don't think so. All our micro stuff's gone.
Oh, okay.
It might be cool to go back and run some of the bigger races on our off weekends if I could find something, or at least go back and do shootout. That'd be really cool. Just kind of all depends on how things go.
What about the Chili Bowl?
Yeah, Chili Bowl would be really cool. I've always wanted to do that. I went to my first Chili Bowl this past year. My parents got me tickets for my birthday, so I went down there for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So that was a lot of fun. It's crazy being in that building. It's just a whole different atmosphere.
How do you feel about some of these other younger guys that have kind of come through this area, Attica Fremont? Like Buddy Kofoid, Macedo, some of those younger guys. Do you feel like you're kind of following in their footsteps?
I don't know if I'm following any of their footsteps. They're from California.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be cool to do how they've done and be really successful.
Yes, Scott. Darin's homegrown talent.
That's right.
We
are you going to go to California then?
Kick their
Since
butts?
they're coming here, yeah.
I don't know. If I had the opportunity to go to California, I'd definitely take it. I'd jump right on that.
We asked this before we came on. We're talking about sprint cars and everything, about if you'd have any desire to get into a stock car or like a late model or anything.
Yeah, it'd be cool to at least try one. I haven't really been around stock cars a whole lot besides your local street stocks and thunder stocks and late models. I haven't really been around that a lot, but it'd be really cool to try it.
That Kyle, what's his name? He seems to jump from car to car and not have any problems.
Yeah,
Kyle Larson, that's it, yeah.
Yeah, I was actually watching him about an hour ago at Volusia for sprint cars, him and Alex Bowman. Before I got on the show here, I was watching some Dirt Vision and getting after it in the shop.
And he'll jump into a late model in a couple of nights.
And clean everybody's clocks. I totally lost my train. Asphalt racing. Have you done any asphalt racing?
No, the only race experience I have is micro racing. Besides that, I haven't tried any asphalt. I ran one 360 race, and besides that, it's all been micro racing for me.
If an offer came up to do ARCA or something like that, you'd be running mostly pavement then. Would that be something you'd be interested in? Or would you, let me put it this way, if you had an offer to go race a full season for ARCA and you had an offer to run a full World of Outlaw Sprint Car Series season, which path would you take?
I'm not really sure. I have
that'd be a toughie.
Been thinking about that one for a while, World of Outlaw Sprint Car Racing is my dream, but if you go through ARCA and make it to Truck Series or Xfinity Series or even Cup, you would be set up a lot better to do a lot of sprint car racing afterwards.
Yep.
I think the wiser decision would be to go ARCA racing, but
go for the money.
Yeah,
there's money in the World of Outlaws too.
Oh yeah.
You just gotta win a lot.
That's it. You just gotta win. That's where the money's at. That's my problem.
Scott, I think he's got the ability to do that too.
I think so.
I think.
Speaking of which, I know you said you didn't have any performance expectations or goals for this season, but in the back of your mind, what would you like to accomplish that you'd be satisfied with at the end of the year, as far as just making an A main, top 10, top 5, a win? Where's that bar at for you?
Yeah, I mean, you always want to win, but Attica Fremont's a really tough area to race at. there's a lot of good guys, and that could win night in and night out. People could go there, and you could see 10 different winners every year. Um, it just all depends on who shows up. I don't see myself winning a sprint car race this year, especially not at Attica Fremont. Probably one of the goals would be just to get better night in and night out, and by the end of the season have one top 10.
Okay.
And keep it on four wheels.
There you go.
Yeah, I talked to Brian Kavanaugh down at Kistler, and he said you're not going to get any experience if you're on the hook.
That's true.
You know, we jumped straight into your micro sprints. Did you do any go-kart racing or quarter midgets when you were 5, 6, 7 years old?
No, I got into a micro sprint when I was 10 years old. And
Okay, so
racing.
jumping into the sprint cars is not a huge stretch for you because you just jumped straight into the micros and did very well.
I don't know. I mean, there's micros and there's sprint cars, two totally different beasts. I think sprint car is going to be probably harder to get used to than the micro. Everything's just so different. I'm not sure how it'll be in the 410, but I know at least in the 360, you're not whipping the thing into a corner, or you're not steering left going into the corner. The thing wings over and plants, and then you're kind of directing it where to go with the throttle and the brake. Where with the micro, I think a lot more of it was what you're doing with the wheel. So it's going to be way different. I think it's going to be even harder to adapt to than the micro was.
So do you remember your very first micro race?
Yeah, I do.
You're smiling. I wasn't leading into anything, but now I'm curious. So what happened in your very first micro race?
So I just pretty much, it was a pretty calm race. Went up to Jackson Speedway here in Michigan. It was pretty good night, I'd say. They only had 5 cars, but I didn't finish last, so I was happy with that.
Were you third?
I was third.
Oh, okay.
What a
not
guess.
bad. So
podium.
we can expect a third place finish in your very first 410 start.
I'm not too sure about
You're
that.
not, that's too much pressure. All right, we won't put that too much pressure on you. I will tell you this though, that our guests do have a history of going on and winning their next race. So
Yeah, that'd be
a little more pressure for you.
That'd be pretty cool. I got a lot of good people help me out, and that's probably not very logical, but for me to win my first 410 race, but it's,
That'd be a storybook.
yeah, that would be.
Darin Naida, look for him at a local
Attica.
track near you. Yeah, mostly Fremont, Attica. What any other tracks that you're thinking of going to this year yet, or are you still kind of just going to play that by ear?
Probably just gonna play it by ear.
Waynesfield?
Maybe. You never know. Just
I hear good things about Waynesfield. A lot of sprint car drivers love that place.
yeah, there's quite a few people that like that place. Probably just gonna play it by ear. Definitely gonna do a lot of Attica and Fremont. Besides that, I'm not really sure for now. Just probably some short track 410 stuff.
Okay. Do you have any social media where people can follow you if they want to learn more about Darin Naida?
Yeah. My Twitter, I can't remember if my Twitter is Darin Naida 7N or
I
Darin
believe that's
Naida.
it. It's
I
got
know
the 7N on it.
my Instagram is Darin Naida 7N. Then my Facebook is Darin Naida Racing. Yeah, that's about it. Before I go here, I got quite a couple people that I really need to thank to help me.
You got the sponsor list?
Um,
The
I
obligatory
don't-
sponsor list? Or just
I don't have a
local?
sponsor list, but
Okay.
I try my best to remember all of them.
All right, go for it.
I gotta thank the whole Susarski family, Susarski Excavating and Paving, Ackland Insurance and Nathan Ackland, along with Ackland Racing. I gotta thank Poor Racing. He's helped us out a lot. I have to thank Integra Racing, Integra Shocks, Momentum Racing Suspensions. I got to thank Hoosier Racing Tire, Kaiser Aluminum Wheels, Impact. I think it's Impact Race Gear, and Bryce Knight's Lights for everything they've all done for me. So I wouldn't be where I am without any of them.
All right, you'll have to have that all memorized for your first Victory Lane interview.
I'm pretty sure I got all of them.
Okay. All right.
I
Well,
should be.
first victory lane, you can always look at the race car and they're listed there. He pulled that one out of his
That's
hat.
Well, that's
Yeah.
good then.
I take that back about listing them all. I got one more. I gotta thank DMI. They've helped us out a lot for coming on board this year. So gotta thank them for that too.
Very good.
A lot of these sponsors, are they coming over from your micro ride and going on to the 410, or you got totally new people with this?
Quite a few of them are coming over. Ackland Insurance and Nathan Ackland Racing are new for this year, along with DMI. But the rest of them are, they're all coming over from the micro. So it's cool to stick with them and work with them again this year and in the 410.
All right, man. Make them proud.
I will try my best.
All right.
Darin Naida, thank you so much for your time tonight. Watch for him at Attica and Fremont this summer and maybe a couple other tracks.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Yep. Thanks for coming on, man. All right, we'll see you.
See ya.
There you go. Darin Naida.
Well-spoken young man.
Yeah. He kind of reminds me of Buddy Kofoid. Maybe a
He
little bit
does.
younger Buddy
Yeah.
Kofoid, but I'd be interested to see how he does there in the 410.
Maybe we can make it over to Attica before things break loose around here.
Yeah. We'll have to do that. I used to like going to the All-Star deal.
Yeah.
I forget what they call that weekend where they got the Friday, Saturday All-Star show. I think that's the same weekend, though, as the Sandusky deal this year.
Ooh,
Yeah, so that's going to be tough.
that could be a problem.
Yeah. Coming up, we have How Many, your chance to win some Big D's Pizza. We also have some racing news to cover. First, though, Racing Roundup, some action from this past weekend and week. All-Tech Raceway, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Last week, Thursday night, as a matter of fact, 1 week ago tonight, Brandon Shepard was the winner there at All-Tech Raceway. Devin Brand finished second in that one after starting 15th. On Friday, rain won. It was canceled due to rain. Rain's been winning a lot down there in Florida. Saturday, Jimmy Owens took the checkered flag for the Lucas Oil Late Models. Then they moved on to East Bay on Monday. Dennis Erb Jr., he broke a winless streak going back to February of 2015 and picked up the win there. Tuesday was rained out. Wednesday, Brandon Shepard picks up another W. Next up for the Lucas Oil Late Model Series, they're racing tonight through Saturday at East Bay Raceway Park. Flow Racing All-Star Circuit of Champions were going to get things going this past weekend at Sonoya Raceway. That weekend was canceled due to rain and wet grounds. And then Volusia Speedway Park Tuesday rained out, Wednesday rained out. So it hasn't been kind.
Yeah.
That's I believe the Dirt Car Nationals too, part of that. So look for them on February 14th through the 15th at East Bay Raceway Park. Try and get the All-Star Circuit of Champions season underway. In NASCAR action, and I know that you wanted to talk a little bit about this.
I do, Scott.
Is your dinner here or something? What's going on?
I don't know.
Wow.
My alarm's going off.
It is. Joey Logano won the Busch Light Clash at the L.A. Memorial Coliseum, which was interesting. I guess it was a spectacle, but yeah. Next up for NASCAR is the Blue Green Vacations Duels at the Daytona International Speedway, coming up a week from tonight, actually. Thursday, February 17th at 7 o'clock and 9 o'clock on FS1. Tape the first one because you want to make sure you're here with us for the Hammer Down Racing Report at 7 next Thursday. Then you can watch it after and then play back or then watch the 9 o'clock race live if you want. But anyways, the Busch Light Clash at the Memorial Coliseum. Temporary track. They built it for $1 million, put on a show. I mean, it was not the crash fest that people thought it was going to be. I know you texted me during the second last chance qualifier. I was at the hockey game, so I had it taped. But I watched it, and I was like, oh, yeah, now I see why he called me. There's quite a bit of wrecks there. They're not making any progress. This main event's going to be pretty ugly, and it ended up only having 5 cautions.
Well, and just
spoiler alert for tonight's How Many.
Just a refresher, last week's How Many was how many cautions, and based on the heat races, it could have been much worse.
Yeah. You seem to like the halftime or the concert aspect of things. Not necessarily the performers that were there.
I'm certainly not an Ice Cube fan. Don't really care.
Was it Ice Cube? Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Ice-T? No, Ice-T. That's a different guy.
No, it's Ice Cube.
Ice-T is not bad. And Pitbull, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right up my alley.
That's not my cup of tea, Scott. But I can almost see entertainment playing into NASCAR's hand, as contrived as everything is with their point system. Why not do an intermission? It works well for football. Scott, I'm not sure. They're having a tough time putting butts in the seat.
I don't know.
If I wouldn't rule it out.
Okay. We'll see. They're going to have a halftime of the Daytona 500 and have, I don't know. Let Britney Spears come make a comeback concert.
Yeah, well, she's free now.
She is. That's what I'm saying. She can twirl around 100 times.
I think that it's going to happen, and to us purists, it's probably not the greatest thing.
I guess that's my next question. Do you think it'll isolate the purists, as you call them?
The purists gave up on NASCAR years ago.
Well, do you think this is the way to bring them back?
I don't know if it'll bring them back, but maybe it can bring some new people that tune in to watch them. Tune in or go to the races to see the halftime show and say, this stuff's not half bad. We can do it again someday.
Okay. The racing product itself was okay, I suppose. It was kind of like, I agree, was it Tony Stewart that made the comment, or maybe it was...
probably Tony
Boyer saying it reminded him of Bristol before they had... repaved it when it was a one groove track and the only way to pass was to move people out of the way.
Yeah, and
except a less exciting Bristol, I guess.
Yeah. Bubba seemed to move a whole lot of people out of his way.
There was a lot of people,
either intentionally or inadvertently. But yeah.
And I think I heard that one of the theories was why we didn't see more cautions in that 150 lap main event was because of the limited inventory of the next gen car. And they don't. Really
I was surprised that a couple of cars went out early with mechanical issues, all related to their transaxles.
And that's a new thing too. I didn't understand that.
The transmission is in the rear end. The
now?
Transmission and rear end are mated together. Pontiac Le Mans did that. Back in the 70s. So it's nothing new. A lot of sports cars, import cars, do that. So I understand why NASCAR went that way, but they did some pretty extensive testing on this next-gen car, and I was surprised to see breakage that early in the race.
Yeah, well, something to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
Some racing news to get through here. The World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series kicks off their season tonight, and that goes through Saturday with the Dirt Car Nationals at Volusia Speedway Park in Barberville, Florida. The World of Outlaws Morton Buildings Late Model Series returns to action on Wednesday through Saturday, and that's next week, Wednesday the 16th through the 19th at the Dirt Car Nationals at Volusia Speedway Park. The January 21st Sunshine Nationals feature will be run on February 16th as well. That had gotten postponed. Kerry Madsen has been tabbed to drive the McGee Motorsports number 11 sprint car in Florida for the next 2 weeks while Parker Price Miller battles non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and takes his chemotherapy. Parker Price Miller hopes that the time off between Florida and Attica will allow him to get back to 100%. Sandusky Speedway released their official 2022 race schedule last Friday, as a matter of fact. It's going to kick off with the Freddie Bender Spring Icebreaker Cavalcade on April 9th and 10th with Modifieds, National Compact Touring Series, Renegades, Pure Stocks, Beginner Stocks, UMP Dirt Late Models, Oakshade Super Stocks, Fremont Dirt Trucks, all racing together. Your alarm will not stop, will it?
I'm going to have to go check that out.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
I'll keep going with this.
I thought you would.
Although we'll come back to this because Chris Mize is going to be wrestling a midget. And I want your opinion on that. The Toledo Flat Rock Late Model Sportsman cars will be competing on May 21st and August 27th at Sandusky Speedway. And as I mentioned, race director Chris Mize will be wrestling a midget wrestler on June 18th. The MSS Super Modifieds will be there on July 2nd. The 45th Annual High Miler Weekend happens July 28th through the 30th, featuring the ISMA Super Mods. And the 2022 season wraps up with the Bev J. Cox Memorial Cavalcade presented by Budweiser on September 30th through October 2nd. Montpelier Motor Speedway and Gas City Speedway are teaming up for a Neighborly Modified Challenge with 3 weekends of Friday, Saturday events, culminating with a fourth and final weekend to crown the Neighborly Challenge champ. Preliminary weekends are May 6th and 7th, June 3rd and 4th, and June 17th and 18th. The championship shootout weekend will be July 29th and 30th. It kind of sounds similar to the Oakshade Late Model Challenge Series. A bunch of tracks are kind of doing that, teaming up with other tracks. Well, that lasted for a minute. Chris Mize is going to be wrestling a midget wrestler. Is this the kind of halftime entertainment you're thinking of for racing? Although that is something I want to see.
Is it politically correct?
I don't know. Well, we race midgets. Why not wrestle them?
Little people. Okay.
All right. Anyways, moving on. Due to the limited inventory teams have of the NASCAR Next Gen car, the tradition of displaying the Daytona 500 winning car at Daytona International Speedway has been altered for this year. After the checkered flag in the 2022 Daytona 500, the car will remain at the track overnight. Then it will be there. It'll remain there for a celebratory breakfast the following morning. However, after that, the team will get their car back. They'll be able to use it throughout the season. NASCAR will use technology similar to their tech inspection to scan the cars. That includes a scan of the confetti that rests on top of it. From there, NASCAR will take a next-gen prototype, wrap it in the same graphics as the winning car, and use that as the display car in Daytona. And then next year, NASCAR is going to bring back the tradition of the winning car staying there.
Unless inventory gets short and they need that prototype, and then...
As of right now, they're going
off.
back to that, yeah.
Oh, Scott.
The ongoing facility upgrades at Little River Speedway in South Carolina will not be completed in time for the Extreme Dirt Car Series event on February 26th. The race will now be held at Livonia Speedway, making for a doubleheader weekend of 5,000 to win shows on February 25th and 26th. The series finale will be a triple-header weekend starting at Lakeview Motor Speedway on Thursday, March 24th, followed by a 2-day show at Cherokee Speedway on the 25th and 26th of March, which will be a co-sanctioned show with the World of Outlaw Late Model Series. Ooh. And finally, just saw this news late this afternoon. Thad Moffitt we had on the show not that long ago.
Right.
It's past summer, I believe. Was he great-grandson of part of the Petty family? I don't remember. I think he's the fourth or fifth generation. It's long line of family racing with him. He's going to be joining Rayom Brothers Racing for a partial truck schedule in the 2022 season, including making or making his first appearance at Daytona
Ooh.
in the truck. Oh, I should have had a picture of the truck. It looks, it's got the 43 STP paint scheme on it. It looks pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
So congratulations to Thad Moffitt. Youngster there in the ARCA series. Moving up to the trucks.
I know he kept referring to Richard as Grandpa.
So, yeah, so it'd be fourth generation.
Right.
Yeah, it makes sense. Let's play How Many. Last week's How Many was how many cautions were going to be in the 150-lap Busch Light Clash Sunday night at the L.A. Memorial Coliseum. We had some guesses up there in like the 40s and stuff.
Yeah.
Not us, but some of them were.
Right.
Fifth. John says he's fifth generation. He's down there a ways. Talking about Thad Moffitt again. We were in the 20s.
Yeah.
Jerry actually won, and he's not with us tonight.
What a shame.
I know. He picked 20. He was closest out of us. So we were a little high with how many cautions there were going to be, which you wouldn't think after watching that second last chance qualifier race. John Deere, though, he was dead on. He was the only one that picked 5. So John Deere, he's got himself a Big D's pizza. So congratulations, Mr. John Deere.
Well,
Now,
John, if your truck route takes you over towards Clyde at all, I expect a pizza, my friend.
at least a slice.
No, I want a whole,
You want the whole pizza? Okay. This week's How Many?
Just tell them it's for us. They'll understand.
They'll understand. There you go. Now everybody's going to go over there and tell it's for us, and then we're not going to get it. And yeah. Do they deliver? John
No.
says. They do if you go pick it up, and actually they do deliver, just not
quite this far.
Not quite this far, yeah. This week's How Many? We're gonna switch sports for this since it is the big game weekend.
Ooh.
And this one's pretty easy to tally up. How many total points are going to be scored in the big game? Since we're giving away pizza, I don't think we can actually say the name of the big game because the NFL is very protective of their copyrights and promotional use of that. So we're just going to say it's the big game that's Sunday night at 6-ish on, I think it's NBC this year. So
Yeah.
yeah. And it has some cats from Cincinnati and some trucks from L.A. It used to be Dodge.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're with me, right?
I are.
All right. So how many total points do you think will be scored in that game?
Wow.
I'll pick first. How's that? If
Go
that
ahead.
will make it easy for you. I'm going to go with 46. I think it's going to be... Nope, 49. I want 49 because it's going to be 23-26. So that adds up to 49.
Well, since it's just two of us,
Higher or lower?
I'm going 48, Scott.
48, okay. Like you're thinking. So if you want a shot at winning Big D's Pizza, all you have to do is put your guess of the total points scored by both teams combined in the comments of our Facebook Live. You can do so up until 6 o'clock Sunday night. So if you're listening to the podcast and you have some time, pull up our Facebook Live, visit our Facebook page, and put your guess in the comments. Dean Henry said 49. I wasn't even looking at the comments when I made my pick.
Matt Swander thinks 62.
It could be. It's a tough one. Yeah, Dean did say 49. Good call, Dean. I like the way he thinks. I should get a pizza for that. That's it for this edition of the Hammer Down Racing Report. Look at that. It's before 8 o'clock.
Oh, my.
It's crazy. Next week on the show, I don't know yet. Jerry's working on that. But 2 weeks from tonight, we're working on, I don't have this confirmed yet, but working on getting Barry Marlowe from Great Lakes Super Sprints and Nick Berry from the Sprint Cars on Ice on, because that's going to be the Thursday before the very first race in Michigan, officially
On
sanctioned.
ice.
They had the practice. I think that was this past weekend, actually.
So we're going to keep that announcement on ice, Scott?
There you go. Yeah, we'll tell you for sure next week. Associate producer, Dave Kemmer. Field correspondents, Matt Swanner, John Young, Doug Dock. No Hammer Down hotline this week. If you have a comment that just can't wait till next week's show, feel free to
give us a comment about, and make sure you write the phone number down. Give us a comment on what you thought about the NASCAR race in LA.
419-318-3081. That's 419-318-3081. You want to know about what they thought of the racing or what they thought of the race and entertainment package as a whole?
The entertainment package, but, whatever you want to discuss about the race, let us know.
There you go. Again, it's 419.
It'd be interesting to hear what they think.
318-3081. Call anytime, day or night. So, with that, we're going to get the heck out of here. Thanks again to our sponsors, Oakshade Raceway, Big D's Pizza, Ron Miller Race Cars. Are you backed up? Are you taking orders for things still?
Ooh. Yeah,
Is the supply chain hurting?
It seems, Scott, that parts are loosening up a little bit. Some things are starting to come into stock. I'm telling you, folks, if you need something and you find it in stock, no matter where you're buying from, get it now.
You heard it here first. Most likely, I hope. Freeze frame photos, thanks to them. And again, thanks to Headhunters Barber Studio and Salon in Perrysburg. Tell them the Hammer Down Racing Report sent you. And maybe you'll get a deal.
Yeah.
Most likely you won't, but you might.
You might.
Ask for John. We're out. We'll see you next Thursday night, 7 o'clock, right here, Facebook Live, Twitter, and YouTube Live.
Yeah.
See ya.
Goodbye.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.